At the beginning of the 17th century, Pope Clemente VIII's councillors advised him to denounce coffee as the bitter invention of Satan because it came through the infidel Ottoman Empire. However, upon tasting the brew, Pope Clemente commented that, well, we should cheat the devil and baptize this delicious drink. Well, fast forward 400 years later, and we at the Hatfield Campus are all addicted to coffee. However, as Pope Clemente VIII failed to consider, not all coffees are born equal, and on Hatfield Campus this is very much the case. So join me in an exploration and a criticism of the finest coffees on campus for the connoisseur. Well, I've got my lovely frothy latte from Coffee Buzz, which was delivered in about 15 seconds. So if you need to rush to a lecture, this is a good place to go, Coffee Buzz. The taste, well, there's a vague tobacco note on the tip of the tongue. It's not too watery, so the value is probably decent at 13.50 Rand. Not much of an aftertaste, so I suppose that's good. The temperature, while initially rather scalding, as Coffee Buzz is wont to do, it cools off rather quickly, and the coffee is nicely presented to facilitate cooling. So overall, I'd say it's quite adequate. Well, I've got my 10 Rand coffee from the campus kiosk. It's just called the kiosk, so you go there for just coffee, and coffee is what I have. At least that's what I expected. But the taste is rather more like an coffee flavored after dinner mint put into boiling water. Not utterly dreadful, yet not utterly coffee. The froth is rather good. The volume does not seem to be much less than Coffee Buzz. However, I should mention the temperature is rather acceptable. No nuclear fusion going on here for a change. The taste is extremely sweet, and if you're looking for coffee, it might just do the trick. It might. Well, I've got my very affectionate coffee here from Aloha. I say affectionate because it's got a little heart in it, as you can see, which signifies that the corporate body does really love us. And I have to say, this coffee tastes quite excellent. In other words, it tastes like coffee, which is something that you don't encounter in Hatfield quite frequently. I should mention that for the price of 23 Rand for this, it costs just 50 cents less than a cup of coffee from Coffee Buzz and the kiosk combined. So do keep that in mind. Aspirational prices. The temperature is hospitable. After quite a wait and some mild confusion, I've received my Tribeca coffee, and I'd have to say, contrary to expectations, it's been most adequate, actually. Probably as good as Aloha's coffee, but much cheaper, 18 Rand. We are here at Adler's, and I've waited the length of half a lecture for the coffee. And once it arrived, I was very pleasantly surprised with the price. 15 Rand for a very decent amount of coffee. And to be honest, it's on par with Steers, only with less barbecue sauce and more of a mild wheat pixie undertone. So if you are a fan of fiber, do come to Atlas for your coffee. I think it's most adequate. We are back at Perdeby HQ, concluding our coffee connoisseurship whistle stop of Hatfield Campus. I have to say, out of every cup that we've tasted, possibly the one which presented the best value was Tribeca, surprisingly. The best value because of the taste, which tastes of coffee, which is something that we have not encountered frequently in this journey.